From fiction to documentary, short to long, drama to comedy, foreign to Florida made, the 17th annual Sunscreen Film Festival promises to have something for every film buff.
And today we welcome two filmmakers that will be showing their films this weekend in St. Pete. Sean Cisterna, director of The Long Rider, and Dr. Mitchell Tepper, producer and director of Love After War, Saving Love, Saving Lives. Welcome to you both. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Big weekend coming up. So Sean, I'm going to start with you. So you directed The Long Rider. Talk to us about what that's about and how you got involved.
Sure. Well, The Long Rider is the story of Felipe Leite. So when Felipe leaves his adoptive home of Canada, he sells all his worldly possessions and embarks upon this quest to ride from Canada to his home in Brazil. And it's the story of this young immigrant traveling across multiple borders to get home to his family when he's no longer allowed to stay in our country.
And how did you meet up with him?
I actually went to high school with Felipe. We're several years apart, but some former teachers introduced us together. So when Felipe undertook this journey, I followed it in real time, knowing one day it would make for an incredible and inspiring true story.
The footage is incredible.
Yeah.
He filmed himself, very much documenting the whole process. How long did it take him to get home?
Oh, it was a 803-day journey. So can you imagine spending 803 days on horseback, not knowing where you're going to eat or sleep every night? And that's the amazing tale of this documentary.
I mean, truly, you have to count on the kindness of strangers too along this journey. Yes.
Absolutely, and that's one of the themes in the film. Like, how does this kid get back home without the help of the good people across the United States, Mexico, Guatemala, Honduras, all the way to Brazil and beyond.
Incredible.
Wow. So Dr. Tepper, let's talk about your film. Tell us a little bit what it's about and how you got involved with that.
Well, it's about injured veterans and their romantic partners and their battle for love. And I'm an expert in the area of sexuality and disability, and I was invited in 2006 to speak at a Road to Recovery conference for seriously injured veterans. And I was hooked. They were hungry for this information. No one really addressed intimacy in the rehabilitation process. And I've always been committed to helping people optimize their relationships.
Absolutely. So, I mean, I feel like we've heard a lot about PTSD over the past few years, decades, but some of these soldiers are coming back with physical injuries as well as things going on in their mind, and you don't think about how it affects that partner. Sometimes that partner is looking at their spouse and thinking it's a whole different person. Have you seen that?
Absolutely, and that's what they say. It's not the same person, but it really is the same person.
Right.
And like in the film, you'll see Cisterna talking about, she was trying to, save her marriage and protect her child, but she knew he was still in there. Right. So I say that the documentary brings out compassionate love as much as anything else. It's like to be able to stick with somebody and love them when they really aren't capable at that moment to love you back in the same way.
Yeah. Do you hope this starts a conversation among the military community to start talking about what they're dealing with? Maybe they've been suffering in silence and now they realize, hey, there's someone else who's going through what I'm going through. We can overcome this?
I wanted to show realistic stories of hope. Because there's so many people still struggling, in recruiting couples that are doing well, especially in the area of brain injury. There's so many people, when I was reaching out with brain injury, that didn't fit the film because they were struggling so hard. There could be a whole nother documentary on people still dealing with that. So, whether it be the severe physical disabilities, people just don't talk about this, and it's so personal. And the people with disabilities or any kind of condition don't bring it up, and the doctors don't. So in addition to providing, some hope, I would like the medical professional to embrace this aspect of health.
Wow.
And Sean, I'm going to go back to you for a minute. What do you want people to learn from your film? Your film is about hope as well, isn't it?
Yeah. I think just after the last couple of years of living through, a pandemic and then a war, it's I think festivals around the world are responding to the film because it does give that message of hope and inspiration, and it's a feel-good movie, right? So you want to see this kid make it home and succeed and go along with that journey with him on horseback.
Yes, absolutely.
Why did the two of you decide to get into filmmaking, directing, producing?
Well, I consider myself more of a subject matter expert.
Okay.
And I wanted to tell this story, and I began to meet some people, and first I was going to write something, and then maybe a picture book, and I'm like, no, this has to be told.
Yeah.
And
Visually,
reach a lot of people through film.
Okay.
And so,
And I saw E.T. when I was 4 years old. I bawled through it, and
Right.
I knew then the power of film. So
I love it.
That is a perfect way to end this. Thank you, gentlemen, for coming, and best of luck this weekend and
Thank
beyond.
you. Nice to meet you.
You can see The Long Rider Saturday at 1:30 at the Sundial in downtown St. Pete, and Love After War today at 1 p.m. at the same location. For the full lineup, you can go to sunscreenfilmfestival.com.